Hare Krishna, Sarvam Krishna, Arpanamastu. Today I'm going to talk about today's a special day. As you all know, today is Angarika Chaturthi. So I'm going to talk about Lord Ganesha and how this Angarika Chaturthi came into being. There's a story behind this Angarika Chaturthi, and the story goes on like this. Actually, Chaturthi means the fourth day after the full moon. So when it falls, when that fourth day falls on a Tuesday, it is dedicated to Lord Ganesha. All the Chaturthi days are dedicated to Lord Ganesha, and then in the month of Magha, if the fourth day comes on a Tuesday, then it is known as Angarika Chaturthi. And the story of this, how this Angarika Chaturthi came into being, is that according to the Hindu teachings, this is according to the Hindus, there was a sage which is known as Angarika. Okay, Angarika. Then his father is Rishi Bharadwaj, and his mother is Mother Earth. So Earth and Bharadwaj are the parents of this Angarika Mahamuni. He was a devotee of Lord Ganesha. He always used to pray to Ganesha, and he was dedicated to Ganesha. And as such, Ganesha was so pleased with him that Ganesha appeared before this Angarak on a Tuesday in the month of Magha, that is today. So then asked this Angarika to ask for any boon regarding what he wishes. Ganesha was ready to give him any boon which Angarika asked. So Angarika didn't want anything else except he told that I want my name to be associated with your name. So whenever anybody thinks about Ganesha, this Angarika's name should be there. So then Ganesha told, this is the most auspicious day for me. So this Chaturthi day is known as Angarika Chaturthi, and whoever observes fast on this day will get all their wishes fulfilled, and eventually they will be freed from all their human bondages, and they will attain salvation. So this special Chaturthi is known as Angarika Chaturthi. The way to fast is that you can fast all throughout the day, and then evening after sunset you can give your prayers to moon god, and then you can have whatever food you can have. Actually, we have to refrain from having non-vegetarian food and toxic foods, etc. Okay, so it has to be a very simple food, and you have to offer food to Ganesha. As you all know, we on all Chaturthi days, after offering to Ganesha only we eat. So that is the story regarding Angarika Chaturthi. Okay, so then there is a story regarding Ganesha, Lord Ganesha. Actually, there are two stories regarding how Ganesha got his head, the head of an elephant, but this story is a little bit different. So I have read it in one of the Puranas. So that is why I'm going to tell this story. There are two stories. This is another version of how Lord Ganesha got his head, the elephant's head. So there was a sage. Okay, there was a very good sage. He was ready to give any boon, but once he's angry, he gives such a curse that nobody can withstand his curse. So then his name is, as you all know, his name is Durvasa. Okay, the Durvasa was a very pleasant sage, and he went to Vaikunta, and from there he got Parijata flower. It's a very smell. It's a sweet. It has got a sweet aroma that it is. I cannot describe the sweetness of the smell of this Parijata flower. So he got Parijata flower from Vaikunta, and then while he was going to Kailasa, in between that he saw Indra Bhagavan. He saw Indra Bhagavan was in his courtyard. He was having his good time with one damsel, that is one Apsara known as Ramba. Ramba is a beauty, is the most beautiful of all the Apsaras. It is said that Urvashi, Ramba, Tilotama, these are also beauty queens of Indra's court. So then Indra was having such a lovely time with Ramba that he didn't give any heed to what this Durvasa was telling. In fact, Durvasa was very happily giving this flower to this Indra, saying that if you keep this flower in your head, on your head, so in not inside, it's on your head, what will happen is that you will become the god of gods. Okay, moreover, you will get all the wisdom of Mahavishnu. Then you will get Mahalakshmi will never leave you anytime. No, moreover that you will be I told all a lot of gods are, so all the good qualities you will be always victorious. Nobody will be able to defeat you. So all these gunas are in this flower. So as it is, I am a sage, I know I don't need any of these powers. So you being Indra, lord of the gods, you, if you get this flower, keep this flower on your head, you will get all these powers. So I am giving this flower to you, you have to use this flower. Okay, so then Indra took this flower from Durvasa, but he did not pay heed to what this Durvasa was talking. And then what he did was, Indra's elephant is Airavat, that white elephant. It's a very victorious elephant. So and there are so many stories regarding this elephant, but I'm not telling all those things. So then what did Indra do? He was still in this nasha, that is he was still with the thought of Ramba, the good times he had with Ramba and all, and he was just thinking about all those things. And then he unknowingly he kept this flower on the head of this elephant Airavat. So Airavat got all the qualities what this Durvasa Muni had told regarding this flower. So this animal became so virtuous, so victorious, so gloriful, that he began to fight, and he left Indra, he went away, then he began to fight with all other animals. He got so highest position, and he was in this position, he was like this elephant Airavat was in such a state at that time. There's another story which is going on in Kailas. Okay, Parvati gave birth means Parvati created Ganesha from the turmeric paste, Okay, while she was going for bath, while she was going for bath, she didn't want anybody to get inside the house. So what did she do? She created an idol of a child and gave birth gave breath to that, and that is, she gave life to that idol. So that idol turned into a small child and asked the child to sit there as a guard for her, and not to allow anybody to enter inside her house, when she's having bath. Okay, so then this child did not know Shiva. When Shiva was entering, when Shiva was trying to enter this child just kept him away. So then so Shiva got angry. He did not know who this Shiva was, whether it was Parvati's husband or not. So then Shiva got angry. Then he had to fight with him. At first Shiva Ganas he sent. Then he had to fight with the Ganapati. None of the Ganas became victorious, and Shiva himself fought with him. Then Shiva got so angry. Then all the Trimurtis also were watching, and all of them tried to appease this Ganesha, but Shiva could not get hold of his anger. Then by the time Parvati came out, Shiva cut off the throat of this child, and the child's head, the child was killed. Okay, then Parvati got angry. Then she became so furious, and then then Shiva sent his Ganas in search of any gave a word that I will bring back to this child to life. And then they had to kill an elephant, and then brought the neck of that elephant. This is one story, and another story runs like this. So when Parvati created this Ganesha, all the gods were so happy, and especially the Shani Dev. Shani Dev is, as you know, Shani Dev is the son of Surya Bhagavan. Surya Bhagavan. So Shani Dev came to see this Ganesha. Everybody was saying he was so gross. He was, because he was created from the turmeric paste. This story, keep aside that story. This is another story. Okay. So then, when he came to see this child, the Lord Shani, actually nobody likes Shani. Okay, whenever Shani keeps his gaze on something, that thing will be destroyed. That is the main the defect of Shani. That's why people does not like Shani to come to their house. They just keep him aside. That nobody wants to see. Nobody wants them to be under the gaze of Shani. When Shani looks at you, then you will be lost. You will lose everything. That's the story of Shani. That is another story why Shani got this curse. That story I'm telling you. The Shani Bhagavan was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. He was always engrossed in worshipping Lord Krishna. So one day, when his wife came to meet this Shani Bhagavan, Vichitra Virya's daughter, I think it is Shani's wife. Her name is not seen anywhere. So when she came to meet this Shani Bhagavan, her husband, he was engrossed in prayers like tapas. Like Shani Bhagavan did not know that his wife had come to meet him. So then she cursed the Shani, telling that whenever you open your eyes, whenever you gaze at anybody, that person will be lost. Means that person will lose everything what he has. So whenever you fix your gaze on anything or anybody, that thing will be destroyed. So he will not have any good luck. Okay, this is why Shani, whenever Shani keeps his gaze on anything, that we say that it is very bad for us. Okay, it will bring ill luck. Okay, that is why this curse, it is because of this curse which Shani got from his wife. So then she here, what is the story? Parvati gave brought this child into being, that is Ganesha. So then when Parvati came, when Shani Bhagavan came to meet this Ganesha, Parvati, she was not looking on the face of the child. Okay, Parvati was saying, why don't you look at the face of the child? Why are you looking down? Why you look at the face? Shani was not even looking at Parvati. So Parvati told, this is all nonsense. Whatever should happen will always happen. So you don't worry. You look at us. It's okay. If we have to suffer, we will suffer. So then Shani wanted to see the face of the child. What Shani did, instead of putting his head up through his right eye, he just saw was the face of the child. As soon as Shani was looking at the child, the head of the child got separated from his body, and the child's head went directly to Goloka. Okay, where Krishna was there. Now Goloka is where Krishna is. So then Parvati began to cry. So what can we do? Nothing. Shani can't do anything. So when Vaikuntha, it went to Vaikuntha, then the Lord Vishnu saw this has happened only because, and Lord Shani was his devotee. No, everything happened because of Shani. So what Lord Vishnu took his Sudarshana Chakra and he started towards Kailasa. On the way, what he saw this Airavat was. So then the story of Airavat was there. No? Airavat was like mad animal. He was just victorious and was going in such a prompt and fashionable manner. So was walking about, roaming about like the king of the gods and all. So then what this Bhagavan Mahavishnu cut off the head of this Airavat with his mace, that Sudarshana Chakra, and then brought that head and fixed that head on in the place of Ganesha's head. and so that child got the head of the elephant. And what head is that? That is the head where Parijata flower was kept, and so it has got all the virtues. All it was said that he will become the god of the gods, everything more. He will be always victorious. He will become the means obstacle remover, and he will be the most eloquent person, that is intelligent person, and he will be the fastest person, everything. So many good qualities were there because of the head. So that head who got Ganesha, Lord Ganesha got that head. So so Parvati was so much pleased, okay, even though the head was of that of an elephant, and it was the most virtuous head. This Ganesha got the head of an elephant. So this is the story of Ganesha, Lord Ganesha. This is an alternative story. One story which we learn from a childhood is that Shiva was not allowed to enter where Parvati was taking bath. But this story I have read from Brahma Vaivarta Purana. So I don't know which one is the right thing. So it is better that we know both the stories. This is the story of how Lord Ganesha got his head. And this Angarika Chaturthi is the best Chaturthi. If you are fasting only one Chaturthi, that can be Angarika Chaturthi. And I think this Chaturthi does not occur in every year. This only sometimes this Chaturthi falls on Tuesday. So this year, this Chaturthi is the fourth day after the full moon. Fourth day after the full moon is Chaturthi. So that falls, if that falls on a Tuesday, it is known as Angarika Chaturthi, because Angarika was granted boon on this Chaturthi day, and it was a Tuesday. So on all Chaturthi day, we can fast for Ganesha, whole day fasting, and night you can have your food. So Ganesha will bless us and remove all our obstacles, and then he will give us prosperity, wealth, health, everything. So Ganesha is also, he is known as the god of the gods. Okay, Indra is the god of the gods, but Ganesha is even the god of Indra. Okay, so then this Varna, Mahavishnu is giving this boon to this Ganesha, saying that you will become the god of Ganas. Ganas means Indra is including. So he will become the god of the Ganas. So including Indra, but with the exception of Lord Vishnu, Mahalakshmi, Shiva, and Parvati. Excluding these people, all other living beings and gods and everybody is under the god of Ganesha. So after after Vishnu, Lakshmi, Parvati, and Shiva, comes this Bhagwan, this Ganesha. Okay, after that Ganesha, only Indra and all other gods are coming. So he is the obstacle remover. He is, whenever we go for any travel, in the beginning we have to offer our prayers to Lord Ganesha, so that there won't be any obstacles, nothing bad will happen. Whenever we open a new establishment, anything, new house, anything, so we give our obeisance to Lord Ganesha. He's a Kshipra Prasadi. You just think of Ganesha, he will be there, and if you meditate on him, he will give you result within minutes. So Ganesha is the most powerful. First of all, you have to pray to Ganesha and then start praying to all other gods. So even Lord Mahavishnu also is very pleased with Lord Ganesha, that he gave such a boon to Lord Ganesha. So on this day of Angarika Chaturthi, I wish you all blessings from, let us all get blessings of Lord Ganesha. So thanks a lot for hearing my story. I hope you all liked it. Thanks. Salam Krishna. Namaste.